We're out here at the Smoke Shack in San Antonio, Texas, and it is pretty live in here. There's a lot of atmosphere. Obviously, you can see everything's going around. So, a lot of writing all over the walls, just cool stuff. But we're going to have some more barbecue the same day. We're going to enjoy some of this stuff, and then later on go do a few other things. But this is our last barbecue stop for the day, and looks like a good solid place. Smelling like a lot of smoke, so we're gonna have some fun. Yeah, good one.
Right about now, another small town Texas barbecue video review of the Smoke Shack in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Brisket grilled cheese. You've got some swine, bovine, and fowl there on that painting right on the wall at the Smoke Shack. We really liked this as we came into the building, and here's what you see as you drive up at the Smoke Shack. Texas flag right on the roof, on that sheet metal roof. Not a lot of parking around until I saw some people parking across the street at a restaurant that had closed, but we did park down the street. And here's the menu. Some great stuff. Brisket, pulled pork, sausage, turkey, ribs, chicken. That kind of rounds out the barbecue meats that are there. They've got a sandwich called the Big Dog, which is a hoagie with a link of sausage brisket, pulled pork, 2 barbecue sauces topped with Vinegar Slaw. We've got a few sliders, Frito pie, some stuff for the kids there as well. Canned soda, bottled soda. I had some Big Red later on, and it was good stuff. Really enjoyed that. And they had some specials that day, which Catfish Plate. Of course, it is barbecue and Southern cooking. And you've got the 3-meat barbecue plate, which is any choice of the 3 meats that they have, or any of the 3 meats that are listed on their menu. And then this one, Mac Daddy. Since my name's Mac, I zeroed in on this sign. 24-inch, 7-pound sandwich made out of brisket, pulled pork, and sausage, topped with mac and cheese. I've been called all those things: Mac Daddy, mac and cheese, macaroni. And here we go. People are writing and leaving their tag right there at the Smoke Shack in San Antonio. Really interesting stuff. You see all kinds of things written up there, and we found that pretty interesting. And here you have a rustic tea, water, and lemonade station right there in the dining area. Got some sheet metal in the back that's a little bit rustic with the forks crossed. And then we've got some great ribs here. Now, you see that glaze there? Looks like a little bit like syrup. I could have sworn I heard somebody talking about this, and it was a little bit of bourbon and some other stuff, so don't know. But here's some sausage, some turkey, and some brisket. You also see that great mac and cheese, really creamy, some vinegar slaw, and some corn with the great spices in there. So as we zero in on the brisket, notice the bark. That's amazing bark, along with a great smoke ring. We do get the fatty brisket when we go out to try that. We love that part of it. Really pull apart tender, and just a great slice of brisket. We don't get chopped brisket usually because it's mixed with a bunch of sauce and stuff like that, and I like to try it unadulterated, as I like to say. Really good stuff. Excellent brisket from the Smoke Shack in San Antonio. Then we've got a coarse grind sausage right here. This is a great link of sausage that we really enjoyed. Love that texture. Sliced it up really nicely, and great flavor all mixed up there in that sausage. And then another great view of the ribs. You'll notice there on the left side a little bit of what looks like that glaze, and it's almost like a syrup, and it just covers those ribs. And that glaze is a not overly sweet glaze, but it is sweet, very tasty, and really sets those ribs off. That's probably one of the best things that I had there that day, was those ribs. My wife really liked them. And then a great extreme close-up of the glisten and glaze on those ribs. Very tasty. If you get there, make sure that you get some of these ribs because they are so good. I heard some people asking about them. They asked what kind of sauce and said something about bourbon and some other stuff. But then again, here we have some turkey. Usually you don't get a bark on turkey, but this had a good color to it. Very juicy, very tasty. A great turkey entree for us at the Smoke Shack. Now, Here's a big star at Smoke Shack. This brisket mac and cheese is just amazing. Look at all the spices in there. It's got a little bit of meat in there, and it's perfectly balanced, very tasty. You're gonna love that stuff. In addition to that, some creamed corn. We've got creamed corn all over the place this year, and this was another great entry into that field. And it's got some really great flavors, and it's got the spices mixed in. That's why I wanted to do these up close and personal shots. And a Big Red. Great to have a Big Red with my barbecue that day. Don't always get to drink the sodas because I usually drink tea, but they had the Big Red, so grabbed a hold of that. And what are you gonna do? You're in Texas, have some Big Red. Smoke Shack out in San Antonio, Texas, right there on Broadway, is a great place to eat. Get on out there and get some of that and enjoy it. Again, like and subscribe to my channel.